Hello and welcome to the weekly update / back to school edition. I'm Gary Jansen. I'm the building principal here at Crestview. We are getting ready to kick off school on Monday. We know this is certainly going to be a different time for our students and staff. Our teachers have been very excited this week. They've been all back to work starting this Wednesday. I think they're even more excited about getting the school year started than they have been in years past. But I know that there's also some nervousness, and I'm sure our students are experiencing that the same. Our teachers are going into a new school year. They almost feel like they're brand new teachers again, as there's been so much new learning that they've had to take on in these last few months. We're going to do our very best to make sure that we overcome every obstacle that comes our way. I'm just asking that you give us a little patience and grace as we get through some of these hurdles in our first few days and upcoming weeks. Just want to share something I shared with our teachers this week. We watched a TED Talk. I have the link to that in the weekly update if you want to watch it. But we're really going to focus on our sense of community at Crestview, and that's what that video really focused on. And the speaker shared some things about how he was the success as a symptom of his community. And our goal is to make sure that Crestview, which you are all part of, will provide that success as a symptom of our community. So I thank you in advance for being a positive contributing member to our Crestview community, whether you're a student or a parent. Our staffs are already being contributing members of that, and we are looking forward to that same level of support from you guys as well. One of the things that typically happen when we go back to school is everybody likes to take their back to school photos and post them on social media. I'm going to encourage you to do the same. I created a frame on Facebook, which may not be the venue for our kids, but maybe several of our parents. And that frame is called Crestview Community 2020. So if you want to post some pictures of your students on Monday, you can use that frame and then use our hashtag Crestview Community. All of our social media platforms are listed on the email if you want to tag us in those coming up. I think it's important that on Monday you keep up as many of your back to school traditions as you normally would. Our level of enthusiasm about school is certainly going to translate to our students. Just going to give you a fair warning. There's a lot of information to cover this week, so this video may be a little long, but I'm going to try and condense it. But there's some important things that you need to see and learn about, whether you're viewing this or reading it through on the email. Our student schedules should be available on Infinite Campus. You should be able to see them. Again, our students are only taking 4 classes at one time. They're going to have periods 1, 3, 5, and 7 for the first quarter, 2, 4, 6, and 8 for the second quarter. We know when people are looking at Infinite Campus, it can be a little confusing because it lists the 4 terms. Those 4 terms are for the first quarter. And then when we get into, for the first semester, we get into second semester, those 4 terms will turn to 5, 6, 7, and 8. Our terms 1 and 2 are for the first quarter, and terms 3 and 4 are the second quarter. If you hover on those on Infinite Campus, you can see the dates specifically for those. But those are set up for our grading purposes and for our 6th grade electives. So our learning management platform for this year is going to be Canvas. There's going to be this nice video that's going to follow right here for you to learn more about Canvas and how to navigate that. When students log into their Chromebooks, it should take them directly to a tab at the top, should open up with Canvas information for them to immediately be able to log into Canvas. Since they are logging into their own Chromebook, it should automatically be linked with their Google account when they log in, and Canvas should open directly up. However, if for whatever reason it doesn't automatically have a Canvas tab at the top, if they open a new tab, they can go to their Chrome waffle, and then they'll be able to scroll down till they find Canvas LMS, Canvas Learning Management System. Students will then be able to click on there. They'll have to connect it to the Rockwood account if it doesn't do that directly. When it comes up, students will have a tile like this for each one of their courses, and those are going to be published tomorrow beginning at noon. They may not all come out at the same time, but each one of their courses will have a tile like this on their dashboard. I'm just going to log into one so you can see what happens when the student would log into their course in Canvas. It will take them to this page right here. And when students log in beginning tomorrow, this will be the only thing that they're actually going to be able to see. All the content that they would have, whether it's in a discussion or a page or quizzes or other things that are coming up, are only going to get published as those become necessary and available. But for this weekend, you're going to be able to log into the course information. So this is where we want students to go. So they would click on this course information. And again, this is just my practice one, so there's not a whole lot of information provided in here. However, they should have a course description, some expectations, some information about the teacher. They should have an introduction video that you should be able to learn more about the teacher there. And then the important piece is going to be the course resources. And this is where the teachers are going to post the Zoom links so that the students will have them on Monday morning to click in there and to be able to connect with their teacher on that scheduled time that they have for them. Now, our teachers will help them to understand more information as they get into there. But just while I have this available and you can see these things here on the side, these are going to be available for students. And there's some of these when the parents have access, you'll be able to see that too. So you'll have the access to their calendar, so you'll be able to see when the assignments are due, and you'll be able to know all the things that each one of their classes are going to show. And in this inbox, it'll be an easy way for you to directly communicate right with the teacher. You don't have to go to another space. It'll communicate through there. So I wanted to just make sure that for Monday, if your student didn't already know how, they can navigate through to get to Canvas. They will get to their dashboard. Again, that's where all these tiles are, and then click on their individual courses so that they have those links ready to go. They should again have 4 of them available, one for each of their courses. Beginning at noon tomorrow, they will start being posted. Now for our parents, you have the option to be able to have a Canvas link as well. So this page is on the Rockwood website. This is right off the homepage. You get to this spot that says "Get to know the Canvas Learning Management Platform." Now, beginning on Monday, the primary contact will have access to being able to get into Canvas. So if you remember when we sent out the survey about your choice for how you wanted to do your online learning, that primary parent was the one that received that email. So that will be the parent that will also be able to have the access to this beginning on Monday. Now, when you're going through here, you'll be able to learn more about what that observer role is. But I wanted to show this link right here is where you can click to be able to have access to this presentation for you to be able to get to this point, which is really about how, as a parent, you can log in and create your own account. Again, this is for the primary parent contact that we have in Infinite Campus. If you are not the primary parent in Infinite Campus, then there is a link right here for you to follow these instructions for you to be able to pair your account here with your student's account. And if you have multiple students, you are going to be able to pair all of those students' accounts into one Canvas course. So again, on Monday, when students log in, hopefully they'll have a chance to log in over the weekend so that they're ready to go. They'll go into this course information page, find those Zoom links so that they are ready to go, and they've got experience to this so that on Monday at 9 o'clock, when they are ready to start their first Zoom, they know exactly how to get to that, where to find that Zoom link, and they are ready to go. And there are lots of Canvas questions. Sorry, got to get to the right page here, where you'll have all of those things answered. There's helpful tips. These are videos for you to be able to view and kind of go through all of those things. But everything that you may need to know about Canvas should be in here. Again, if you have more questions about accessing Canvas or how the students are going to begin to navigate that on Monday, feel free to reach out to me, and I will share that information so that we can ensure that on Monday we are ready to go. Again, if you have more questions about Canvas, we know that'll be an ongoing process for us to learn There are several links, again, like I mentioned, on our district website for you to be able to follow through and gain access to that. However, if there are other questions, feel free to reach out directly to me. It's going to sound a little weird, but we are going to take attendance for our students when they're in their Zoom meetings. We're expecting them to be there every day, but we understand that there are going to be times where our kids aren't able to participate in those Zooms. But if you know for a fact that your child's not going to participate in the Zoom, we're going to ask that you call our attendance line just as you normally would at 636-891-6965. This is really just an administrative process for us to keep track of our Zoom participation. Our teachers will be taking attendance and marking that in Infinite Campus on a daily basis. But if you know your child's not going to participate, please make sure that you have them or that you are calling for us. Chromebooks. The students are going to need their Chromebooks every day to be able to log into their Zoom meetings. That information should pop right up for kids when they log into their Chromebook, as I mentioned in the video early. But you need to make sure that your child's Chromebook is updated. There's a link in the email to show you how to make sure that those are updated. If you haven't come and picked up your new Chromebook, so if you're a 6th grade student or a new family to Crestview, please make arrangements to come pick up that Chromebook as soon as possible. If you got one as a 5th grader to use over the summer or even in the spring, we ask that you bring that up and trade that in to get the one that your student's going to use for all 3 years. I know that we have a couple here that students had repaired, so you're welcome to make that arrangement to come pick those up also. If yours is not working, our normal system is going to be you're going to contact our help desk, 636-733-1111. There's also an email address in the email version of this that you can email directly to our help desk as well. Lots of questions about supplies. There are going to be times that we're going to ask families to come to school and pick up materials that you may need at your home. Those may be a book, a library book, art supplies, things for facts. There's lots of things that we're going to have that we may need to have you guys transport back and forth to school during this time. Our plan is that we're going to have that service available every day from 8 to 2:30. We're going to maintain all the things in the main lobby that will need to be picked up, and our hall monitors will be available to meet you in the main lobby, or if you prefer to wait outside after you buzz in, then we will bring those things directly to you and you can just take them right back home or drop them off if you are returning library books. Our library is going to be completely accessible during this time. Mrs. Dumont has put together very detailed directions on how students will be able to access our library and get books beginning on Monday. So that is on our Crestview's homepage directly. You can see that information on how students can do that. Links for that are also going to be in the Canvas page for your child's language arts teacher. I know there's been some questions about students not being in math for one of the quarters. So some of our students are going to start the year with math and some are going to wait until second quarter to have math. I've listed a couple resources in the weekly update for you to be able to make sure that your student still has some availability to practice some of those skills, even though they may not be directly in that class at this time. Just a few other items that are on there. Our school spirit wear is going to still be available. I think it'd be great that our students are still showing up in their Zoom meetings wearing their Crestview gear, and it's a great way to support our parent organization. The links to that are in the email and also on our homepage as well. There's also information in our email about how you can support our Got Your Back program. If you're a family that's going to need support with meals during this time, our kitchen is going to be open, available for some grab-and-go meals. All the information for that is also in the email. There's information about any of the activities that are coming up. We're hoping to do some after-school activities virtually. A lot of that hasn't been worked out yet, but look for that to come. And just as an FYI, our Rockwood Drug-Free Coalition has changed its name to Community Partners in Prevention. So if you see that label out there, you're going to know what that's going to be. Thank you for watching. This is an incredible amount of information that we shared with you today. If you are watching this early, I'm going to host a Zoom on Friday at 1 o'clock. The Zoom links for that is in the email. I'm happy to answer any of your questions that you have. If there are other things that still come up, even if it's over the weekend, feel free to email me so that we make sure that everybody is ready to go as we kick off this great school year on Monday. If you're watching this a little bit later, I hope that you have a fantastic weekend. Get your child in a routine, get them to bed early. I suggest that you have them get up and get dressed for school, eat breakfast, try to treat every day just like it would be if they were getting up and going to school. Make sure that they have a place in your house that's going to be their classroom, that they can work uninterrupted. I think as much as we can create routines and schedules for our kids, it's going to be a better learning experience for them until the day that we can get them back here in the building. Thanks again for watching the video, and always, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. Easiest way is always at jansongary@rsdmo.org. Thank you.